Hello.
Hello. Brilliant. So, hi everyone. Thank you for joining us. We're just gonna get set up here. We just need to add our other guest.
Yep.
I think.
Just a moment. Okay. She should be joining us in just a moment.
Perfect. And then we can get started and we'll do introduction.
Exciting. Okay, seems to have a little bit of an issue here.
Hi.
Hey, great.
Hello. Hello, Sanjira.
Hi, Shala.
Hello.
Happy Yalda.
Hello. Hello, everybody. Happy Shab Yalda. Shab Yaldatun Mubarak. I was talking to Sanjira and I said if I know tonight is Yalda's night, I wouldn't have just choose. we were doing some other night, but it's okay. It's absolutely fine. And hope everybody's keeping all right.
Oh, well, thank you. This is my colleague, Catherine.
Hello,
Catherine's one of our...
Hello.
Hi, it's really lovely to meet you.
Lovely to see you too.
And we'll go straight into our introductions. So I am Sandira Reddy. I am the project manager of Midwives here at New Professional. I'll let Catherine introduce herself.
Hello, I am Catherine Morrison and I am one of the project managers at New Professionals, particularly working with the London Trusts.
And our wonderful guest of honour.
Thank you. Hello, everybody. I am Shahla Bakhtiyari. I am consultant midwife at Cambridge University Hospital, passionate about this campaign that new professionals really helping us in the UK all over. So thank you very much for having me here.
Oh, thank you for joining us today. And in the honour and spirit of illuminating the path forward, Yalda Mubarak is joining us. I think it's perfect today that we're actually going to be discussing opportunities for Iranians for New Zealand. And so I know it was mentioned in the previous Instagram live that you did with our amazing managing director, Adita. And I think a lot of people had questions. So we thought we would come on again and give you some more information.
Fantastic. So, is that okay if I translate? Because everybody asked me. So for the Iranians that they wanted to have complete information این لایو اینستاگرامی به خاطر موقعیتی هستش، موقعیت شغلی و کاری هستش که در کشور نیوزیلند به وجود اومده و قرار هستش که راجع به صحبت کنیم. Thank you.
And so we are looking for some fantastic mental health nurses and midwives. And we know that the Iranian professionals are just fantastic. I've worked with so many midwives, so I can speak from personal experience. So we are looking for specifically mental health nurses and midwives. And I have some criteria for you, but I thought you might want to translate that first.
Yes. So در حال حاضر کشور نیوزیلند به اصطلاح نیاز شدیدی به نیروی جذب نیروی ماما و پرستاران متخصص در رشته پرستاری بیماری‌های روانی دارن. Thank you.
Perfect. So the criteria, I'll go through the criteria for midwives and my colleague Catherine will go through for the mental health nurses. So for midwives, you will need full New Zealand registration. And to do that, the details are on our website as well. So we have neuprofessionals.com and you just have to look for the New Zealand section. And on that section, you will find all of the information. So the first thing would be the New Zealand midwifery registration.
Okay. برای نیوزیلند وبسایت نیو پروفشنال شما بایستی برید اونجا قسمت نیوزیلند رو انتخاب بکنید. در اونجا کاملا شرایط اینکه شما چه آمادگی هایی بایستی داشته باشین برای اینکه کار پیدا بکنید، کار مامایی پیدا بکنید در نیوزیلند اونجا هستش و کاملا همه رو توی وبسایت توضیح داده شده. برای پرستار روانی هم تصمیم توضیح میده.
And you also need a minimum of 1 year recent practice as a registered midwife in an acute clinical setting.
بایستی چیزی که خیلی مهم هست این هستش که بایستی حداقل 1 سال تجربه کاری در این زمینه ماما که هستید یا اینکه پرستار بخش روانی یا متخصص به اصطلاح توی بخش‌های روانی هستید بایستی حتما 1 سال سابقه کار داشته باشید. But could you please explain about the gap? This is a common question everybody asks about the gap.
So we always need recent experience. So it would need to be within the last 3 years that you would need experience from. And in that recent experience, it must be clinical. So in a hospital, large hospital.
So بایستی حتما در عرض 3 سال گذشته حتما تجربه کاری داشته باشید و بایستی شما مدرک نشون بدید که توی بیمارستان در رشته مامایی یا در رشته پرستار روانی حتما کار کرده باشید. Thank you.
And then also you will have to have a bachelor's degree in midwifery or an equivalent. Now in New Zealand they have a bachelor's in midwifery. I know in Iran you have a BSc. So that's the requirement as well.
بایستی حتما لیسانس مامایی داشته باشید و اگر که فوق دیپلم دارید این به اصطلاح بایستی باهاشون صحبت بکنید که همانندسازی بکنن ولی چیزی که لازم هست لیسانس مامایی هست. There are lots of PhD degrees and master, so I guess it's fine as well, isn't it?
Absolutely. The more qualified, the better, and especially highly qualified midwives. Very short. So yes, please.
اگر که مدرک دکترا یا فوق لیسانس هم دارید خب قبول هست ولی کمترینش این هستش که بایستی حتما لیسانس مامایی داشته باشید. Thank you.
And also the other most important thing is the proof of English language. So you would need to have passed your English language, and for New Zealand you need to have all of the sub-tests for OET. So be in speaking, reading, listening and writing. And if you're doing IELTS, it must all be 7. So 7 in listening, reading, writing, speaking.
یه مقداری نیوزیلند از انگلیس شرایط زبانش سخت‌تره بایستی در تمام سابجکت‌های شنیدنی، نوشتنی و گوش کردن IELTS بایستی شما نمره 7 رو شما داشته باشید.
So those are the requirements. And if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to send us a direct message here on Instagram, or you can also go to our website, to the New Zealand part of the website, and there's an email address on there that you can also contact.
And the question that always midwives from Iran asking is when they are working in the health centers, because we have got here hospital midwives and community midwives. Community-based midwives, they're mostly working in the community health center, children's centers, GP surgeries, but they are very linked, very linked, a close link with the hospital. So they attend, sometimes they do some shifts based on which pattern pathway they are working. They work in the hospital as well. But in Iran, they don't. They just work in the health centers. And those midwives, they are really interested to know if they haven't been working in the hospital for last 3 years, are they eligible for applying to get job in New Zealand or even in England, UK?
That all the experience they have, they put down on their CV. They can include a section of the CV of all of the cases that they've managed. As much information of their experience as possible will mean that their CV would be considered. So they need to make sure they can even put down the number of babies they've delivered in the last 12 months. Are there any complicated cases that they've worked on? Include all of that in your CV.
Fantastic. So میگه که حتی اگر که تو مرکز بهداشت کار میکنید همه کارهایی که میکنید به صورت به اصطلاح ریز بنویسید کیسایی که شما مثلا منیجش کردین به اصطلاح مدیریت کردین و کارتون سخت بوده که تونستین اون کار رو انجام بدین همه رو توی سی وی تون بنویسید و برای نیو پروفشنال بفرستید و وقتی که هر چقدر که اطلاعات توی سی وی بهتر باشه شانس حتی اگر که توی مرکز بهداشت کار کرده باشین فقط ولی به خاطر اینکه به تجربه نگاه میکنن و تک تک بررسی میکنن شانس شما میره بالا.
Amazing. And before we go on to the mental health nurse criteria, just to also give you some more information about the Iranian community that's already in New Zealand right now, there's actually already over 11,000 Iranians that are residing in New Zealand, living and working there. We found a number of communities and community groups. There's one in Wellington. There's the Iranian Cultural Community Group in Wellington. There's also another group in Auckland. And also other websites that we can put you in touch with that will help find other Iranians who are living there and connect. I know the group in Wellington meets up for Nowruz and they have picnics.
سندیرا داره توضیح میده که نگران این نباشید وقتی که میرید نیوزیلند حتی نیو پروفشنال تونسته ارتباط برقرار بکنه با کامیونیتی های به اصطلاح ایرانیایی که توی نیوزیلند هستن، به خاطر اینکه خب اونا هم از طرف بساط از وطن جدا هستن، مثل الان که شب یلدا هستش یا نوروز رو اینا با هم دیگه جشن میگیرن و اینها این به اصطلاح ایجنسی نیو پروفشنال تونسته باهاشون ارتباط برقرار بکنه و شما که میرید اونجا شما رو با اونها وصلتون میکنه. And New Zealand is a beautiful country.
It's stunning. One is a fan of Lord of the Rings. It was also stunning. I haven't been yet, but maybe we can come visit some of you there when you move over.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you. I don't know whoever is because some of the comments are in English, some of them in Farsi. In Farsi, I think we covered that, but I couldn't, concentrate to see what they're writing. Somebody's looking after those comments.
Yeah.
Do you know?
Yeah. Okay. Answering some of the questions, and even if they don't finish all of it during the live, we'll make sure all of the comments are answered and everybody gets an answer.
So they're asking about the OSCE and CBT for the New Zealand.
So it's not needed because the OSCE and CBT is for the Nursing and Midwifery Council of the UK. New Zealand has its own process, and so it depends on a number of factors. And as you get through the process, we can actually give you all of the information on the OSCE that you will need to take for New Zealand. But there's a number of slightly different processes that are different. Okay, you will need to do different things for them.
So OSCE و CBT نیاز نداره نیوزیلند، ولی خب زبانش نمره 7 میخواد. IELTS it's in somehow because they don't need to do pass the OSCE on CBT is nice, it's fine, but the other hand, the IELTS needs to be very high level. So there are some differences, but there is nothing that you cannot do.
No,
if you are planning. I'm talking to these amazing professionals, midwives and nurses joining us tonight. There is nothing that they cannot do. I can tell the stories about the midwives came to the UK, and I'm writing the stories. So this is not the platform to explain that, but I just wanted to let you know you can do anything you want. You will do it.
Yes, and it's all about your mindset. If you put your mind to it, you can do it. You've already qualified in Iran. You're already working as a professional. There's no reason why you can't do it the rest of the world. And just so you know, the New Zealand health board, they do have their own version of the OSCE, and that does take place, but that takes place when you arrive there. So number of steps for that.
So obviously they need to adopt with the system. That is really obvious. So نیوزیلند برای خودشون یک سیستمی دارن مثل آسکی اینجا هست، ولی این شکلی نیستش که حتما بایستی مثل انگلیس خیلی سخته، ولی کن اونجا برای خودشون هم یک سیستمی دارن که ممکنه شبیه آسکی یوکی باشه، ولی بهتون کمک میکنن. این شکلی نیست مثل اینجا که اگر که نگذارین نمیتونین برین مرحله بعدی و نمیتونین رجیستر بشین و حقوقتون. They ask about the family visa.
And so there are dependence visas as well, and we can give you all of that information once you've sent through your CVs and we find out information about your partner and everything else. We'll be able to give you more information. But first, we need to make sure that the candidates qualified to be shortlisted.
Yeah. شما مدارکتون رو برای وبسایت از رو وبسایت نگاه کنید، مدارک رو کامل بکنید، برای نیو پروفشنال بنویسید، بفرستید. البته که شما رو حمایت میکنن که فامیل و خانواده‌تون رو ببرید. هیچ جای دنیا این شکلی نیستش که فقط شما رو بخوان ببرن اونجا بدون اینکه خانواده رو حمایت بکنن. Thank you.
I'm going to get Catherine to quickly give you the criteria for the mental health, because we're also looking for some fantastic nurses with experience in the mental health field.
Thank you.
Excellent. Hi everyone, I'm really excited to meet you all. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the criteria for mental health nurses. So you would need a full New Zealand nursing registration, which is completed, can be completed post-interview. They're really looking for a minimum of 2 years recent experience. So that's the same as Sandira said. You know, when we talk about recent experience, we're talking about that 3-year block. So really they're looking for 2 years recent practice as a mental health nurse in an acute clinical setting. Again, it's the BSc in mental health nursing degree. So that's the degree that they're looking for,
Okay,
or equivalent.
Yeah, can I just explain that, because you know I may just forget.
Yeah, sorry.
So برای بهداشت، برای پرستار در رشته پرستار روانی لازم هست 2 سال داشته باشین. برای ماما 1 سال بود، برای پرستاری 2 سال هست، ولی در طی 3 سال گذشته، یعنی یک 3 سال بلاک رو لازم داره، ولی باید 2 سال شما حتما تجربه کاری داشته باشید. حتما هم مامایی و هم پرستاری شما باید رجیستر بشید و این شرایط رجیستر شدن رو هم توی وبسایت نیو پروفشنال اونجا نوشته شده. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so the big question, IELTS and OET. So the proof of English is the same as it is for midwives. So it's 7 across the board for the IELTS, and it's the 350 for the OET in all 4 sections. So that's reading, writing, speaking, and listening. Let me see. Unfortunately, OET at home is not accepted. So that's something that we need to factor in. But of course, you know, once you sent your CV to New Professionals, we can go through all of your personal details, because of course every nurse is different and everyone has a different circumstance. So we can go through that and find a solution that's going to suit you best.
Thank you. So برای امتحان زبان IELTS همونطور که سندیرام گفت برای مامایی، برای پرستاری هم همونطور هست. بایستی نمره 7 رو در نوشتن، گوش کردن و صحبت کردن داشته باشی. 3.5. Did you say 3.5 for OET?
Yeah, that's correct.
3.5 برای OET در تمام 4 تا گزینش هستش. یعنی اینها رو بایستی همه رو داشته باشین. OET هم که بایستی جای دیگه مثلا ایران امتحان داده باشین قبول نیست. Thank you.
And just one more thing to add, with the midwives specifically, you are not allowed to club any scores, so you must pass in one exam. But for the mental health nurses, you can club.
Yay!
بایستی تمام گزینه‌ها رو برای میدوایف، به اصطلاح ماماها، بایستی تمام تک تک این موارد شنیدن و نوشتن و گوش کردن رو بایستی همه رو تک تک با همدیگه هر کدوم رو 7 داشته باشین، ولی برای به اصطلاح نرسینگ با همدیگه کلش 7 باشه میتونید این کار رو انجام بدید، ولی برای مامایی بایستی تک تک نمره 7 داشته باشید. Thank you.
Great. And then, yeah, unfortunately, OET at home is not accepted, but OET on paper or computer-based.
So when you say at home is not accepted, where do they go and do the OET?
So the OET, there's 3 versions of it. So they either do the paper-based exam or the computer-based exam at a test center. They do have OET at home where you do it on a computer online. But I know that it's not available to do it inside Iran. So I think some people have done it outside in neighboring countries. But I think for various reasons, the New Zealand health boards don't accept the OET at home. So in order to have an exam that is accepted, you would need to go to an OET test center in any neighboring country. I know they have them in UAE, Turkey. I know some countries go to Georgia, Azerbaijan as well.
Yeah. منظورشون این هستش که نمیتونین توی ایران این امتحان OET رو بدین. حتما مثل as the same as midwife they came to the UK from Iran. همه رفتن کشور، مثلا بعضی ترکیه رفتن، بعضی آذربایجان رفتن، بعضی دبی رفتن، امتحانشون رو دادن و اومدن. They are asking about, you know, when I said to, you know, the other, you know, meeting we had, I said to the New Zealand. If you invest to the Iranian, they will stay, they will not leave. They're just already asking about the process of permanent residency.
I think it's on a case-by-case basis. So when you send through all of your details to us, we'll be able to give you further advice on that. There's links on our New Zealand part of the website where you can go and read some more. But it's pretty much the same. You'll get a visa for a certain amount of time. You'll be sponsored for a certain amount of time. At the end of that, you can choose to renew your contract. And then I think after a certain period, you can apply for your New Zealand citizenship. But again, it depends on your case.
این مسئله که اقامت دائم گرفتن بستگی به این داره که به اصطلاح قرارداد اولیتون چطور باشه، بستگی به این داره که قانون اونجا چطور باشه. تمام اطلاعات در اون وزارت کشور نیوزیلند نوشته شده، شما میتونید اطلاعات رو برید از اونجا ببینید. مثلا اگر که یک مدتی چه میدونم 4 سال 5 سال به شما ویزا میدن، بعدش دوباره تمدیدش میکنن، اونجا دارید کار میکنید و نمیدونم که اینم نمیدونه که مثلا بعد از 10 ساله، بعد از 15 ساله که به شما به اصطلاح پرمننت اقامت پرمننت میدن. Thank you.
Thank you. I think that was all of the. Did I miss anything?
I can't think of anything, but if you do have any other questions or anything that we haven't covered here today, we are always available. There's also the WhatsApp function on the website as well, so if you want to use that to ask questions, or you can email us or send us your CV. So we are available for any questions that anyone hasn't had answered today.
Thank you very much. So I just explain in فارسی. نیو پروفشنال اینا فیسبوک دارن، اینستاگرام دارن و وبسایتشون هست. تمام اینفورمیشن رو شما میتونید برید دریافت بکنید و همینطور ایمیل ادرس که اینجا الان that is your website و ایمیل ادرس هم باهاشون صحبت بکنید. Sometimes there is a block of like rush of the number of the emails, but they can wait. همه ایمیل ها رو باید شما جواب میدن، نگران نباشید. Sometimes گاهی اوقات باید برید تو اسپمتون نگاه بکنید. Because this is the experience that we had with the other, you know, with the campaign that we had. At the moment, I received a report before 2023. They give us the report. 183 midwives came and arrived only in East of England. So well done. I think most of them came through New Professional. We should have the number. You should have the number. You should give us the report.
I feel like I handled most of them myself.
Yes.
And then I got some of them at the airport when the first ones arrived. And a number of Iranian midwives also came to London.
Yes.
Yes, they do.
We're very proud of you.
And actually, I interviewed one of the Iranian midwives for the podcast New Stories, which was talking about her experience and how she found the process. Absolutely amazing lady, Roshnak, just absolutely fantastic Iranian midwife and such an amazing lady. So if anyone is interested in listening to her story and her experiences, it's an unscripted conversation. So she tells the good parts and, you know, the challenging parts as well. So it's just I think, but I'm biased, it's a very interesting listen because she's just such an amazing lady.
I would
yes, پادکست هم دارن. یادم رفت شما توی وبسایت که برید میتونید پادکست رو هم گوش بکنید. صحبتایی که کردن میتونه برای شما خیلی خیلی آموزنده و مفید باشه و روشنگر راه شما باشه.
Amazing. Yes, definitely listen to that because it will give you an idea of what it is like to relocate, the processes involved, the things that you have to think about, but also it'll give you an idea of what it's like working with new professionals and just what you need to think about.
Absolutely.
Amazing. But thank you.
There are lots of questions about the interview. Just they are saying, how do they do that? You know, they want to know how, you know, can they pass it? Because interview is just the name of the interview is just really scary itself.
It's scary than it is. So I've heard that the New Zealand interviews tend to be more conversational. So it's more like you're talking to somebody about, you know, just a little bit about yourself, and then they'll ask you questions. But it's more of a conversation opposed to a question and answer session. But remember, here at New Professionals, we will also prepare you for the interviews. We do interview preparation. We work side by side with you so that you can achieve success. And how it works is we just want you to send in your amazingly detailed CVs. So it's the holiday period and Christmas and New Year here in the UK. So use this time maybe to write your CV really well, maybe get some friends to look at it, make sure that everything is on there. As I said, all of those cases, all of the things that you have done, document all of your experience, then send that through to us, and we will then shortlist the best CVs and send that through to the New Zealand Health Boards, and then they will come back to us and let us know who they would like to interview.
فانتاستیک. دارن توضیح میدن که شما تمام اطلاعاتتون رو توی سیویتون بذارید، از کسی کمک بگیرید سیوی رو نگاه بکنه، که حتی یک نفر دیگه نگاه بکنه ما بهش میگیم فرشایز، خیلی بهتر هستش و به صورت حالت گفتگو هست. این شکلی نیستش که خیلی ترسناک باشه اینترویو. و من همیشه خودم هم گفتم I'm just adding about the skills that they have in the interview. If they can show the skills, that is absolutely fine. And for the Iranian, they just need to concentrate on the English language, and that's it. Because they have got the skills, just the English language. برای ایرانیا شماها مهارت و استعدادتون و اسکیلتون خیلی عالیه، کارتون خیلی خوبه. مشکلی که هست شما بایستی زبانتون رو قوی بکنید. وقتی که زبان انگلیسی رو قوی کردید، سایر مسائل از بین میره و هیچ مشکلی شما نخواهید داشت.
Yes, and don't be afraid in the interview to bring up that you have worked on. Demonstrate your experience. So sometimes when you ask a question, you can say, "Oh, there was this case that I worked on."
Yes. So new professional برای اینترویو هم به شما کمک میکنه، ماپ میکنه، با هم دیگه باهاتون کار میکنن، به خاطر اینکه اینا هم دلشون میخواد که شما موفق باشین. They are asking without any work experience. For the midwife, at least 1 year in the block of 3 years. You should not have any gap. And also for the mental health, you need to have 2 years. 2 سال برای پرستار روانی، 1 سال برای مامایی. They are asking about the age limitation.
So I imagine same with the NHS. There are they don't discriminate against age. It's about experience. It's about whether you are fit to do the job. So as long as you can put all of that down in your CV and communicate that in your interview, you will be fine.
محدودیت سنی نداره. تا زمانی که شما میتونید کار سخت مامایی رو انجام بدید، میتونید وایسید توی اتاق 12 ساعت از یک مادری که در لیبر هست ازش مراقبت بکنید، این توانایی رو در خودتون دارید. هیچ محدودیت سنی نداره. قانون UK هست، قانون نیوزیلند هم هستش، هیچ وقت محدودیت سنی نمیگذارن. ولی کسی که مثلا 65 سالشه، 70 سالشه، خب اون دیگه به هر حال میتونه واقعا اینطوری کار بکنه. شما خودتون هم بایستی قضاوت بکنید. هر چقدر که میگن محدودیت سنی نداره، ولی بالاخره نمیتونین که در سن 65 سالگی اقدام کنید. I'm just explaining about because we have got candidates 50 plus and they are working. They came from abroad, they are working for us in the UK. But they are very active. They can be spending 12 hours in the room looking after a laborer with no problem at all. But we have, I'm just explaining to them, if you are 63, 65, you need to think about, yes, you may have, we have got legacy midwives. They are just helping with the experience. But we can't just accept them to stay. Although we have got one of our midwives 72, honestly, I'm not going to go there. But you need yeah, you're laughing. you need to understand that there is no age discrimination. But honestly, come on, midwifery is very, very difficult,
And it's physical.
I love my job, but it is also mentally and physically.
Yeah.
It's drowning. After a couple of shifts, you need to rest.
Yeah, and I feel the strength that it takes for you to do certain parts of your job. Yeah. So you do consider the occupational health side of it, and the question that the trusts will ask you and the New Zealand boards, they ask for that reason, because you do need to be, I think some of you are on your feet for 12 hours a day.
Yeah. So I think there isn't anything. They're just repeating the questions about the age, about the experience, about the gap. I think we covered that.
I think we covered everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, fantastic.
Other questions, do reach out. Do go to the New Zealand part of the NE Professionals website. You can also send a direct message on the Instagram pages here, and we will definitely be happy to help you out. But thank you so much.
شما میتونین به اصطلاح دایرکت مسیج که پیام خصوصی به همین پیج اینستاگرام نیو پروفشنال بدید، بهتون جواب میدن. ایمیل بهشون بزنید، تو وبسایت برید، اطلاعات رو جمع بکنید. Wait for the flood of emails, Sandra.
Wait. If there is a delay in getting back to you, it's only because next week is Christmas and New Year here in the UK, so things do close down. But don't hesitate. Work on your CV. Send them through. As soon as we are back at work, the first week of January, we will get to work and we will be contacting you.
Yeah, thank you for mentioning that. But I just wanted to have it before because I didn't want to have much gap between previews when we talk about New Zealand and this one because there are lots of questions coming through. بچه‌ها، خانوما، آقایون، الان کریسمس اینجا، ما چند روز اینجا تعطیل هستیم. روی سیویتون کار بکنید، ایمیل بزنید، مسیج به این پیج اینستاگرام نیو پروفشنال بزنید، ولی به خاطر اینکه تعطیلات کریسمس هست ممکنه که اینا نتونن به شما جواب بدن. مثل همه آدمای دیگه اینا هم احتیاج به استراحت دارن، ولی کن ایمیل رو حتما بعد از اینکه از تعطیلات کریسمس اومدن حتما به شما جواب میدن. One of them says no, they answer and they answer very quickly.
Oh.
That's what we like to hear.
Thank you. Shala, there's one thing we just double checked, and in New Zealand the residency visa there is an age limit and it's for age 55.
Wow. It is or it isn't?
It is. So there's an residency visa, so it comes from the visa part, so it's not that the health boards are putting this age limit, it's the visa.
For the visa, not more than if they are 56 accounts. Yeah. الان تندیرا یک خبری رو داد اینجا که گفتش که محدودیت سنی برای نیوزیلند داره و محدودیتش تا 55 سال هست. 56 سال باشید شما نمیتونید برای ویزا برای رفتن کار اقدام بکنید. I think it's fair. I think it's fair.
Yes, especially when we were discussing how physical the job is, relocating. So yeah.
And mental health it's
very
mental health. Yeah.
Very.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you, everybody from Iran. شب یلدا مبارک.
شب یلدا مبارک from all of us at New Professionals.
Thank you. That's very, very lovely. And they are asking, you are going to save it and then you put in your Instagram and then I will put it in mine as well so people can just, replay again.
Yes, hopefully.
Absolutely.
If anybody's missed it, there will be a replay.
Yeah.
Thank you. They're asking the spouse, the husband, needs IELTS.
The dependent visa, so for a spouse, again, once you send through all of your details to us and what happens is your recruitment consultant will get back to you and find out some more information about your spouse, about your family, and then be able to give you the information based on your situation.
بهتون جواب میدن. شما ایمیلتون سیویتون رو درست بکنید بر اساس موقعیتی که دارید، همسرتون رو هم برای شما بررسی میکنن و بهتون جواب میدن. Thank you. Thank you very much. Lovely to see you.
Lovely. Take care, Shala.
Thank you. You too.
Take care, Shala.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Lovely to see everyone.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks, Catherine. Thanks, everyone. Bye.
Thanks so much. Bye-bye. I can just close this.